Hi everybody, I'm so glad you're here with us today, tuning in for another episode. Welcome back to The Paths, where we explore the little things that make a big difference in our lives and help you find your own unique way forward. Have you ever noticed how much energy we spend worrying about what others think of us? It's almost like a background noise in our minds, shaping our choices and even our happiness. But then, there are those rare people who seem almost immune to this pressure. They walk through life with a quiet confidence, unbothered by the opinions swirling around them. Today, we're diving deep into the 8 surprising habits of people who genuinely just don't care. Not because they're rude or indifferent, but because they've discovered a path to real freedom. These are people who have learned to let go of unnecessary worries, and instead focus on what truly matters to them. Their habits might surprise you, and maybe even inspire you to rethink your own approach. So, wherever you are, take a moment to get comfortable. Grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's explore together how these simple but powerful habits can help you live life more authentically and on your own terms. Let's get started. First up, let's talk about a rare superpower: indifference to others' opinions. For most people, the urge to fit in or be liked is almost instinctive. We check our phones for likes, replay conversations in our heads, and sometimes even change our behavior just to win approval. But the truly unbothered? They move through life on their own terms, almost as if they have an invisible shield protecting them from the noise of outside judgment. While most of us crave approval, validation, or at least a nod of acceptance, the unbothered don't play that game. They don't measure their worth by the number of followers, likes, or compliments they receive. Instead, they're content to let others talk, scroll, or judge while they focus on what truly matters to them. Whether it's praise or criticism, compliments or harsh words, it all bounces off them like paper airplanes against a stone wall. They know exactly who they are, and that inner certainty is unshakable. Their sense of self isn't built on applause or approval, it's built on authenticity. Their self-worth is self-generated, rooted in their own values and beliefs, not borrowed from the shifting opinions of others. They spend time reflecting, meditating, and nurturing their inner world, so outside noise barely registers. This quiet confidence gives them the freedom to pursue what they love, no matter how unconventional or misunderstood it might seem. They'll dance in the grocery store aisle, paint murals in public, or chase dreams that others might call unrealistic, simply because it brings them joy. It's not arrogance or aloofness, it's simply a deep sense of self-acceptance. They don't need constant reassurance or praise, and they're comfortable politely declining compliments or letting criticism roll off their back. That freedom from needing validation lets them be bold, authentic, and unapologetically themselves. They wear what they want, speak their minds, and aren't afraid to stand out or take risks. In the end, they're the main character in their own story, living life on their own terms, not worried about the reviews or the background chatter. Their happiness comes from within, and that's what makes them truly unbothered. Next, let's talk emotions. These people don't ride emotional roller coasters. They're steady, calm, and measured. Whether it's good news or bad, their response is thoughtful, not dramatic. They process feelings internally, saving their energy for what matters. In a crisis, they're the calm in the storm, focused on solutions, not panic. Their emotional stability grounds those around them. It's not coldness, it's a quiet strength. Social events? Minimal effort. They show up, but don't force small talk or fake enthusiasm. Silence doesn't bother them. They're content just being present. If they engage, it's genuine, not out of obligation. They conserve social energy, only investing in real connections. No performance, just authenticity. You know if they're talking to you, it's because they want to. In a world of social masks, their honesty is refreshing. Unwritten social rules? They don't see them. While most people instinctively pick up on subtle expectations, like when to laugh, how long to make eye contact, or the right moment to say goodbye, these individuals move through life as if those signals are invisible. They're not oblivious. They just don't feel bound by the silent codes that shape most social interactions. They skip the long goodbyes, ignore pointless rituals, and dress for comfort, not conformity. If a gathering feels tedious, they'll quietly slip away rather than linger out of obligation. When everyone else is dressed to impress, they show up in what feels right to them, unconcerned with fitting in just for the sake of appearances. If a norm doesn't make sense, they simply don't follow it. Rules that seem arbitrary or outdated are met with a shrug, not resistance. They don't break rules to cause trouble. They just don't see the point in following traditions that lack purpose or meaning. They're not trying to rebel, they're just practical. Their focus is on what works, not what's expected. While others might worry about appearances or protocol, they're busy finding the most efficient or authentic way to get things done. This mindset lets them question the status quo and find better ways. By refusing to accept that's just how it's done, they open doors to creative solutions and fresh perspectives. Their willingness to challenge the usual way of doing things often leads to innovation, both big and small. Sometimes it makes them seem odd or even difficult to understand, but it also makes them innovators. Their unique approach can unsettle those who prefer tradition, yet it's this very difference that sparks progress and inspires change. By discarding unnecessary rules, they simplify life for themselves and others. In a world full of unwritten expectations, their clarity and practicality can be a breath of fresh air, reminding us that sometimes the best way forward is to question what everyone else takes for granted. Sorry isn't a reflex for them. They apologize only when truly necessary, not for their opinions, needs, or boundaries. They don't feel guilty for prioritizing themselves. This isn't arrogance, it's self-respect. They stand firm in their choices, refusing to shrink themselves with needless apologies. Their confidence can be intimidating, but it's a lesson in owning your space. They teach us that you don't need to apologize for simply being yourself. Comfort is their top priority, physically, emotionally, and mentally. They avoid draining situations and people, saying no without guilt. Their home and time are sacred, and they're ruthless about protecting their peace. They edit out what doesn't serve them, living with less friction and more joy. It's not selfish, it's self-preservation. They know a full cup is essential to give anything to others. Selective listening is their superpower, a skill that sets them apart from the crowd. They filter out gossip and negativity, focusing only on what's truly relevant or meaningful to them. If you want advice or solutions, you have their full attention and genuine interest. But endless venting or pointless chatter, they'll quickly tune out. This skill keeps their minds uncluttered, their energy focused, and their priorities clear. They inspire others to communicate clearly, cut the fluff, and get to the heart of the matter. Their final habit? Letting go, fast. They don't dwell on mistakes, drama, or the past. Once something's over, it's done. They move forward with a clean slate. Grudges and regrets are just unnecessary baggage. They see mistakes as lessons, not failures. Forgiveness is about freeing themselves, not others. Their mental space is uncluttered, focused on the present. This lightness is the secret to their peace. So there you have it. 8 habits for a freer, calmer life. It's not about apathy, but about caring for what truly matters, your own well-being and happiness. These habits form a mindset anchored in self-respect and purpose. The art of not caring is really the art of caring about the right things. Thanks for watching.